The boy saw an injured little bear. Curious, he stepped forward to check. Father quickly stopped the situation and shouted loudly, but just as the boy turned his head, the little bear bit the boy's palm with one bite. The boy was torn apart by pain, waged a desperate struggle. Fortunately, my father came in time, kicked the little bear away with one kick. The boy just managed to escape the disaster, but they haven't had time to celebrate yet. My father heard a terrifying roar. Father realized that the big bear must be nearby. To prevent the big bear from retaliating, he quickly asked his son to hide in a big tree, and passed the shotgun to my son for self-defense, who knew that the branch under my son's feet suddenly broke. Watching my father fall to the ground, the boy was in deep sorrow, desperately shouting for my father. Meanwhile, the big bear is already not far away. My father was also instantly awakened by the terrifying cry of a brown bear. He struggled to hold back the pain, quickly turned around and aimed the hunting gun at the brown bear. Fortunately, the brown bear did not launch an attack, because after a moment, he turned around and left. The father's tense nerves were able to relax. The boy didn't expect it because of his curiosity, causing the father and son to fall into a desperate situation in an instant. But my father didn't blame him, but hurriedly cut off his clothes to help his son wrap it up. But his own injuries are not optimistic either. If the bleeding cannot be stopped in a timely manner, will bring even more serious consequences. Hence, he made his son cling to his own leg, endure the intense pain, firmly tighten the thighs to stop bleeding. The boy, who had never seen such symptoms, was immediately scared out of control. The father asked the boy to find the cabin where they came, then drive to seek help. But the boy said nothing, and refused to leave his father alone in the ice and snow, because this is the first time a boy has gone deep into the wilderness, facing a few days of mountain road travel. He was worried that he would lose his way. Moreover, my father's injury simply cannot withstand delay. Faced with such a dilemma, the boy can only support his father to find a foothold. But the father with a leg injury, even with the help of my son, and there's no way to move at all, and a helplessness, the son had to carry his father on his back and struggle forward. On the way, the father kept making his son stop to rest, but the boy knew their situation very well in his heart. If we can't go down the mountain earlier, father's life will be in danger. Even if tired and panting heavily, he has been gritting his teeth and persevering. On the way, they found a black bear hunted by someone. This just solved the urgent need for both father and son. Want to get out of this mountain range, they have to eat a lot, to further maintain physical strength. After a full meal, two people carrying some spare food, continue on the journey back. As the sky gets darker, the temperature is also gradually decreasing. The boy felt his father's body constantly trembling. He had to stop his steps behind a sheltered rock, resist severe cold. After settling in with my father, the boy started collecting firewood for night use. This is the first time a boy has taken care of his father since he was so old. Father sees his son's growth, feeling immensely relieved in an instant. Late at night, father and son rely on a fire for warmth. But the father, who woke up the next morning, kept spitting blood, and tell my son he's cold. The boy is extremely scared. He quickly added firewood to the fire. Then he hugged his father tightly in pain and cried bitterly. If anything happens to my father, he may never forgive himself. And now, he doesn't have any way. I can only carry my father on my back and continue to move forward, to prevent my father from sleeping over. The boy keeps talking to his father. Keep him awake. I don't know how long I've been gone. The boy finally arrived at the deer antler pine that his father had mentioned before, but he didn't see the river leading to the starting point, and his father fell into a coma again, even more cruelly. The kettle is also about to bottom out. Under helplessness, the boy can only leave his father behind to search for water sources. After the boy left, a little deer appeared in front of his father, seeing human deer without any fear, but came over and kept sniffing at the man's breath. Seems to be concerned about him, as a hunter. At this moment, he was filled with emotions. He felt remorseful for his previous experience of hunting moose. At the same time, I also realized that animals and humans can actually coexist harmoniously. When the boy comes back, carrying my father on my back, and continuing forward, the snow is getting heavier as it falls. The physical functions of the father and son have also reached their limits. Seeing my father shivering with cold, the boy quickly took off his hat and put it on for his father. Then he roasted a wild bird for his father to eat. The frail father is no longer able to eat. The boy chewed the food and fed it too. Father is like taking care of himself when he was a child. My father's eyes were filled with joy. After taking a break, the boy picked up his father and continued on. But at this point, I can no longer hear any guidance from my father. The boy told himself over and over again, we must persist, and also tell my father, I will definitely be able to take him home myself. That's it. The boy relied on his tenacious perseverance, carrying my father behind my back. I don't know how long I've been gone. When he was about to fall asleep in a daze, suddenly stopped by a wire. Looking up, unexpectedly, the boy's heart hanging from a family can finally be let go. But unfortunately, the doctor invited by the owner told the boy, his father passed away a day ago. Father's passing, let boys grow a lot. The cost may be too heavy, but it is precisely this farewell, taught him how to bear weight, and because of the weight, getting him out of his way.